Trump is moving rapidly to make America the crypto capital of the world. We went from being in molasses, in the mud, slowly going through this with systems and processes holding crypto back, the SEC holding crypto back, Choke Point 2.0 holding crypto back, to now rapidly and aggressively moving forward to make America the crypto capital of the world. Promises made, promises kept. So in today's video, I'm going to break down how rapidly this is changing. I'm also going to share with you exactly what I'm doing. What I believe is Bitcoin and XRP will be number one and number two when all this dust settles. You're going to see more changes over the last 24 months than you've ever seen in your living history in your financial system. And by 2030, your system will be absolutely unrecognizable. 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023, when we discussed this, it was all theory and concepts. But now it's facts, figures, numbers, logic. And we were right. We told you from 2020 to 2023 that banks were going to custody your crypto. It's coming fast and furious. We told you from 20 to 23, that there was going to be a massive shift in your financial system and the infrastructure. It's here. So I'm going to break down the facts, figures, numbers, logic. You need to do your own research, dive deep into this and understand what is actually happening. Don't ask yourself what to invest in. Ask yourself why you're investing in it. So the first thing I want to show you guys is Cynthia Loomis is just crushing it, right? She has been our ally for a long time in cryptocurrency. And I'm so glad that she got the job, the head up the digital assets team. I'm thrilled the FDIC acted swiftly and effectively to release these documents. I want to thank Chairman and the President for your commitment to government transparency. We're putting an end to Choke Point 2.0. Everything's getting exposed. Department of Government Fisheries is going and looking at all the wasteful spending. They're going to expose how they were holding back and debanking CEOs. I mean, Brad Garlinghouse talked about his own experience. They literally were debanking people within the crypto industry, and many of you were affected by it as well. That stops now, okay? This was huge, huge over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin's biggest bull put in charge of upcoming U.S. sovereign wealth fund. Commerce Secretary nominee Howard Lutnick, which I'm going to show you a video, which is going to make you bullish as hell, and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, both pro-crypto, will oversee the fund. So a sovereign wealth fund is exactly what it sounds like. It's a sovereign wealth fund. We're moving from a government that takes from their people to fund the government to a government that gives back to their people, puts more money back in their pocket, and they build their own sovereign wealth fund and investments just like we do, right? They're putting more money back in our pocket so we can invest, so we can grow our family, so we can live the American dream. They build their own sovereign wealth fund. They invest. They probably leverage the investments. They work to make interest income. And that sovereign wealth fund works to get bigger through investments. It's a win-win for people within the country and the government that runs the country, right? That puts more money back in our pockets and we can go out there and spend and go to restaurants and go on vacation. And then the economy starts to move again. But think about this for just a moment. They created a sovereign wealth fund, and the two people in charge of it are Bitcoin bulls. But don't take my word for it. Let's listen to listen to Trump's appointed Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick, and what he says about Bitcoin.
I have one last question for you before I let you go. How rich are you, and how much of your net worth is in Bitcoin? Because if I don't ask you, everyone will be really mad at me.
If you took my stake in my public companies, which is public, and you did the public math, you'd see a couple of $1 billion.
Okay.
Okay. And then at least a couple of $1 billion. And then you'd have, what's Cantor worth? Yeah, I'm not saying. Okay. But things are good for me. How about that? Is that a nice way to say it? Since Cantor owns the stakes in the other companies, it's good for me. So, and I have,
like the percentage, you don't have to say exact number, but like, how do you think about either you or Cantor?
I don't have a big enough percentage. I probably have, I can't say because then people can figure out the number and how much I have. I would say I have hundreds of millions of dollars.
Okay.
Okay. Hundreds and hundreds of.
Okay. So remember, this is the guy was sitting on the left side of Trump as he has signed the executive order for the sovereign wealth fund. Now listen to what he says about Bitcoin.
Millions of dollars exposure to Bitcoin. And it will be billions.
I was going to say, so next year when you come back and we'll do this again and you'll be a Bitcoin billionaire and
yeah, but you remember that.
So you don't think about what he just said. That this is where my logical circuit kicks in. He has hundreds of millions in Bitcoin. And he just says, when you come back next year, it'll be billions. Do you think they know something we don't know? He's sitting right next to the president of the United States. Brad Garlinghouse is having dinner. Stuart Aldry's having dinner with the president of the United States. Michael Saylor's hanging out at Mar-a-Lago. Don't you think they know something we don't know? Guys, they are going to make us the crypto capital of the world. And the public has the opportunity to get in before the institutions. It's wild, man.
Model I told you. So if every time Bitcoin dips, I'm going to be the buyer.
Right? Trust me, I know why you're doing the lending.
Why do you think these markets are doing what they're doing right now? They all know it's coming, guys. You're going to continue to see, I think we're going to continue to see dips. This is great. It's like that last dip was phenomenal. And by the way, someone asked me if this is vodka. This is water in a blue water bottle.
Listen, you don't have to explain that one around here.
So yeah, I got the 50% Bitcoin. I got the Bitcoin lending, but basically what you're going to see is Cantor Fitzgerald is going to be the sponsor of Bitcoin into traditional finance.
Mm-hmm.
And so
his company is going to be the sponsor into Bitcoin in traditional finance. He's sitting right next to Trump. He's the head of the sovereign wealth fund. Let that sink in.
Will be the leader of it. And I'll pull out this podcast in years to come and say, see, I told you, because no one's going to remember.
Of course.
Right. But all the banks, after we do it and show people how to do it right.
All the banks, once we do it and we show them how to do it right. I've been telling you since 2020, the banks are going to be begging to custody your crypto.
All copy.
Mm-hmm.
And so the asset of Bitcoin will just, as it becomes more accepted, it will become more valuable. And the whole Bitcoin nation should just call it a commodity, never a currency.
Mm-hmm.
Just call it a commodity. Because if it's a currency, you're attacking the politicians of the country,
mm-hmm.
right? You're trying to replace my currency with yours.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say, hey, I'm just oil, I'm just gold,
mm-hmm.
I'm just a commodity, leave me be, right? Then they'll leave you be.
That's why Jerome Powell, guys, it's all connecting. Logic. Jerome Powell said, hey, Bitcoin, he now says, Bitcoin's not a threat to the dollar. He said that, right? That's what Larry Fink said. All of a sudden, they're all speaking the same language now. Hey, Bitcoin's, it's not a threat to the dollar. No. It's a store of value. It's a commodity. It's on the CFTC website as a commodity.
And that is true. And it will be why Bitcoin, which is rare and is special, will become ever more rare, as we both know,
mm-hmm.
ever more valuable over time. It'll be financed just like gold is, right? Gold is, it's not like super financeable, but it's financeable. Oil,
mm-hmm.
it's not super financeable,
mm-hmm.
but it's financeable, right? Bitcoin will be financeable. Bitcoin will be way, way, way higher, sometimes lower. You just have to have faith.
Just got to have faith. Got to have faith. And that's what we're doing with our company. We're building a Bitcoin treasury. It will be financeable. Here's David Sachs, the crypto.
David, recast for us, if you will, the value of Bitcoin specifically, cryptocurrency and blockchain technology in general. As we're now in the Trump administration era, we're in the back half of the 2020s. Back 5 years ago plus, there was talks about, using it as a means of buying things. Now it's more about the store of value and the way, perhaps hedge against inflation in various currencies. What do you see as the real value and the reason why the United States government should be paying so much attention to it?
Well, I think there's a few different aspects here when you're talking about digital aspects. So first of all, you got Bitcoin. It was the first digital currency, and it's the original. It's the strongest one. In the parlance of the industry, it's the most lindy, meaning it's been around for over a dozen years now. No one's ever hacked it. No one's ever cracked the security around it. And so it is an excellent store of value. So that would be point number one. Bitcoin is run on, as you know, a blockchain. It's basically a distributed ledger, which is essentially a form of decentralized computing. And that platform can be used to create a lot of other types of products. And so that would be sort of technology area number 2, is all the innovation that can be built on top of blockchains. And then I would say a third area that's very interesting is stablecoins. And this is an area that has already taken off, but mostly offshore. We want to bring that innovation onshore. We want to enable legislation to allow the issuance of stablecoins in the United States. And I think the power of stablecoins is that it could extend the dollar's dominance internationally, extend it online, digitally, and create potentially trillions of dollars of new demand for our U.S. treasuries, which could help support our debt and bring down long-term interest rates. So,
is it by chance that Ripple launched their stablecoin right around when the case is ending and Tether started to kind of decouple and get in trouble and be delisted? I don't know, man. You guys have to figure that out.
The United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done.
Before this cycle, in June of 2021, Donald Trump was saying, Bitcoin seems like a scam. Do you understand what happened with that transformation?
I didn't have a front row seat to that. I think it's clear that Donald Trump embraced crypto and crypto embraced Donald Trump.
Last week, Trump named David Sachs as his White House AI and crypto czar. In a statement, Trump says Sachs will help guide policy on areas, quote, critical to the future of American competitiveness.
Okay, so I'm going to show you 2 more things really quickly. Cynthia Loomis, the Genius Act defines payments and stablecoins as digital assets used for payment settlements. This is pegged to a fixed monetary value, establishes clear procedures for institutions seeking characters or licenses to issue stablecoins, implements reserve requirements and tailored regulatory standards of stablecoin issuers. And I'm not going to go through all this, but look at this. My God. Now, SEC unveils new priorities for the crypto task force: security status, scoping out, coin and token offerings, registered offerings, special purpose brokerage dealers, custody solutions for investment advisors. Man, here we are. Here we are. We made it. So here's where the truth comes in. Be not emotional about this, guys. It's going to be still very, very bumpy. The expectation that everybody has is all of a sudden it's just going to go whoo because of all this news, guys. The market is so thin and it is so manipulated. All money markets are manipulated. All of them are. Okay. Do you not think that there's going to be pullbacks like we had last Saturday so that there's great buying? Did you hear what he said? He said, I buy the dips. I buy the dips. He said he's 100 millions in crypto and Bitcoin, and he's going to be a billionaire next year. That's what, they shared. It's a long-term strategy. Get out of the get rich quick mindset. Get out of the meme coin mindset. Get out of all that stuff. Just set your horizon to 2030 and reverse engineer it. And just be present in all of this and celebrate all these gifts we're getting on a daily basis for being disciplined, for being consistent. Okay, so here's exactly what I do. I share with you exactly what I'm doing. Bitcoin, I'm holding forever. I accumulate it every single day and I buy the dips. Hence, the big dip we had, I celebrated. I'm like, yes, because I believe Bitcoin will be here at least while I'm alive and for my grandkids. I believe that. Okay, and I stand on that. So that's my gold. I use it as a commodity like gold. I'm not touching it. It will be a lending platform in the future. All other cryptocurrencies, XRP is my largest holding. And in all my other cryptos, I exit 50% on the way up. The reason why I do that is I use the risk pyramid. I pull profits down into tier 1 capital. I like to use life insurance. Okay. Once my buckets are full and they're max funded, my insurance policies, I'll be getting a little bit more silver. I'm kind of backing off on silver, now that we have Trump in presidency, it feels different. It feels like America's coming back, so I was a little bit more concerned before. So I need it for barterability. My narrative's changed quite a bit on that. So I'm going to keep stacking a little bit of silver. My gold is Bitcoin, real estate for tax liabilities. I have a dividend ETF strategy that pays me passive income on a monthly basis. With the passive income, I'm de-risking back into Bitcoin and XRP. And then we have cash generating businesses, and I'm not buying a bunch of fancy stuff. I reallocate back into the system and I just repeat the process, right? So I have very volatile assets. I have secure compounding assets. I have protection with insurance, right? We're going to be getting more real estate so we can get the tax liabilities. And so we set up a nice little ecosystem where we feel safe, we feel secure, and it can go from generation to generation. On top of that, the Rockefeller waterfall system on that. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So stay patient, stay calm. Financial literacy is the key to all of this. So I want to help you guys understand, I get hundreds of messages a day. Okay. I want to make this very clear. So I have an education academy, which is down below, which is 3T Warrior Academy. So that is subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision creation, budgeting, financial literacy, Q&A calls, community, a like-minded group so you can put your blinders on, have support. Over 10,000 warriors worldwide have marched up this mountain together. And we're really working on ourselves and getting together and making sure we have a community where we can, I mean, we've been doing this since 2020. Well, we opened up our academy back in, to first start in 2017, over 10,000 warriors worldwide. So we'd love to have you in there. I get tons of messages around how I use cash value life insurance, completely separate from 3T Academy. Okay. If you fill out a needs assessment, okay, my team will text you, call you, email you, and they will do a retirement strategy with you. It's not about what I do, it's what you need. And so they'll look at your needs assessment. They'll reach out to you based on the state that you're in, and then we'll do a needs assessment. It's an absolutely free consultation, and they will look at your retirement strategy, and we'll take care of you. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rah, let's get your shit together. Let's go.